as the Pilots St. Joe's Notre Dame will take.
All right, this is Game 5 of the day from the Catholic School Winter Classic from Cal State East Bay and Hayward, the St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots and the Serra Padres. As we get ready for the starting lineups to be introduced, Serra comes in with a record of 5-1, and St. Joseph Notre Dame already with 10 games under their belt this year. They are 7-3. As for the Pilots, they opened their season with a win over Marin Academy, 59-55. They beat San Ramon Valley at the Crusader Classic, 48-34, and beat Righetti, 57-40, before losing to Reardon in the championship game of that tournament at Reardon, 52-40. At their own tournament, the Island Classic at St. Joseph's Notre Dame, they beat Rodriguez 53-41, beat Encinal 72-45, lost to Montgomery in the championship game 49-40. Then last week at the Jesuit Father Barry Classic, they beat Bellarmine of Washington 47-29, lost to Modesto Christian 61-48, and took care of Damien in the third place game 60-58. As for the Serra Padres, they opened with a 30-point win over Sacred Heart Prep 74-44. They beat St. Patrick St. Vincent 67-52 at the Chris Von Tour Spartan Classic at De La Salle. Their only loss was to Deer Valley 53-48. They then beat Fairfield in the third place game 70-46, and since have recorded 60-36 wins over Burlingame and 72-26 last week at the Merv Harris Classic, where they were on fire against Menlo Atherton. Serra is coached by Chuck Rapp, longtime head coach, and of course at St. Joseph Notre Dame, you've got Don Lippy, two coaches known very well throughout the Bay Area. And the starting lineups have been introduced for this game, and for the St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots, you've got Marcus Harris. He is a 5'10 sophomore. Mark Boysenot is a 6'1 senior. Timideo Youssef is a 6'6 junior. Justin Brown is a 6'1 senior. And Lamont Banks is a 6'3 sophomore. And for the Padres, Jaquai Biggins, Sean Watkins, Jeremy Fields, Andre Miller, and Henry Caruso. And Serra is the team in white. It is Caruso against Youssef at the jump, and it's tipped out of bounds, and it will go to the Padres. The Padres team in white, blue numbering and gold outlining. As far as St. Joseph Notre Dame, they're the team of the dark blue jerseys, the white numbering, and the orange trim. And St. Joseph Notre Dame opens up in a 2-3 zone. They extend that zone against the Padres, and here's a long three right off the bat that misses from Jaquai Biggins, but the Padres get a new set. Along with Brian Guiney, I am Pat O'Rourke. This is BayPreps.com, another broadcast from this Catholic School Winter Classic, and a three way off the mark from Sean Watkins is pulled in by the Pilots and Justin Brown. And here is Lamont Banks' pass deflected out of bounds by Caruso. And it will stay with the Pilots as we are 36 seconds into this contest. The inbounds to Banks. Banks, a big guy for a sophomore, and he loses it out in a turnover against St. Joseph Notre Dame. Last year, told you the Pilots, NCS Division V runner-up. They're 29-6. Here's a lob pass. Caruso catches, and he's got the layup.
That's more like it as opposed to the first two long-distance threes that Serra took. That's a good look for them right there.
Justin Brown has it on the far side for the Pilots. Pretty young St. Joe's team, although they were even younger a year ago. You get it down to Banks. Banks steps out for the long jumper, and the rebound goes to Sean Watkins, a 5'10 junior. Quickly up the floor, this is Caruso. He is already committed to play his college ball at Princeton. There's a little runner inside the lane. It's off the mark, and the rebound to Mark Boysenot. Boysenot's going to go all the way and score the layup and draw the foul. And a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, Watkins was hoping to get the charge there, but his feet were shuffling, and the referee made the right call with the block. So they got two, and he's looking to extend this lead to make it 3-2.
I got a Serra guy as my partner, but even he can acknowledge the correct calls when they are made against the Padres.
Yeah, even Chuck Rapp acknowledged that one there, so you know it was a good call.
All right, and the free throw is missed by Boysenot. The tip rebound goes to Caruso. One of many rebounds I'm sure we'll see from the 6'4 senior, who's a talk about an effort player, a guy that is hustles, and he's got obviously talent to go with that effort as well. Bounce pass underneath. Caruso goes up strong, gets it blocked from behind, and the loose ball is tracked by Banks. Boysenot in the baseline finds Temidale Youssef, who misses the shot, and the rebound deflected to Biggins. 2-2 game, quickly up the floor. This is Caruso, scored the layup and the foul.
And that's where Sarah's going to be tough. That Caruso for a 6'4" big guy really gets up the court quick. And St. Joe's is a big guy there. Youssef's going to have to track down that court to stay with Caruso, or else it could be a long day for him.
So Caruso a chance for a three-point play as that foul goes against Marcus Harris. Caruso misses the shot, but an offensive rebound to Andre Miller. Get it back down to Caruso, and he will score again. So having difficulty stopping Henry Caruso, and Sarah is off to a 6-2 start, and Don Lippy already in the huddle talking to his St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots, and not too happy with the way this game has began, as we are 2 minutes and 9 seconds in.
Yeah, no, that Caruso is just a workhorse down low. His movement, he's all over the place. He's got great post moves. He's 6'4". He plays a lot bigger than his 6'4" frame, and then he can shoot it from the outside too. He's a real threat here in this, especially the WCL and high school basketball in general. And
he's such a huge component of this Sarah team, not only because the guy can score and he plays very well, obviously, but for a team that doesn't really have that much size outside of him.
Yeah, I mean, he really is their only size. You look at this lineup, and they play all guards. It's what. But he makes up for it with his his tenacity, and the rest of the team just kind of feeds off of that.
He's got all 6 of the Padre points with 5:48 to go in the opening quarter.
This Miller's a great on-the-ball defender you can watch here.
Yeah, he was checking Harris, a sophomore. Miller's got some experience on him as Youssef pass is deflected and stolen away by Miller. On the left side, he finds Biggins. Three-point miss for the Padres. Miller, though, has the rebound. He misses, but actually not Miller, but that is Jeremy Fields, a 6'2" junior, who's going to be going to the free throw line and rewarded for his efforts.
Yeah, I like that Jeremy Fields. I watched Sarah a lot last year. He didn't get much time, but he's starting this year and playing well to start. You might want to figure out where the free throw line is, though. He's there you go.
I saw that happen to a player earlier today. They get fooled by the volleyball court and the line that goes right in front of the free throw line. Hey, if he could have stolen one there if the officials weren't paying attention. Got an extra foot on his free throw as he connects. He's a 6'2" senior, as Jeremy Fields, and you're right, guy did not get much playing time last year on Sarah. Justin Brown back into the game for the Pilots after a brief rest. No free throws. Just about to mark it in, but it's a lane violation against the Padres.
He was a little anxious. There was no need to do that.
So it stays 7-2. 5:22 to go in the opening quarter. Up top, against the defense from Andre Miller, this is Marcus Harris. Over to Youssef. Youssef, very good sophomore season for the Pilots. He's put some meat on his bones a little bit. They get it down low. Youssef has it knocked away and stolen away, and this is Jeremy Fields. Fields going to go all the way in, scoop the layup, and the foul.
It was a great finish. All Jeremy Fields on that play. Gets the steal, goes strong to the rack, gets his foul, and finishes. Real nice play by the senior.
Don Lippy gets his whole team over again for a brief huddle, a timeout within a non-timeout, I guess, to talk to his team, as he is not happy with the way this game has began.
These are going to be two fun coaches to watch, Chuck Rapp and Don Lippy. They've been in their ears of referees for years.
Free throw misses, and Youssef's got the rebound. 4:50 to go in the opening quarter. Mark Boysenot, it's Rivet, and this is Brown down to Banks, two sophomores, play catch. Back up top to Harris, I should say, not Brown, and it's stolen Caruso in the front court. Going in and scoring the layup is Jaquai Biggins. capitalizing on the third Pilots turnover. It's all Serra. This game was, I believe, 2-0 St. Joseph Notre Dame, so this is an 11-0 run. Pilots have been scoreless for about 3 minutes here, and they're going to stay scoreless as Brown turns it over. Not a good start. We've seen blowouts throughout the day, and we hope we don't see one here, but Serra's off to a big start as Caruso draws the foul on Youssef.
Yeah, Serra, they have a small lineup, but they use it to their advantage. They go full court press with tenacious on-the-ball defense, and St. Joe's right now is struggling trying to beat it.
So Caruso already 0 of 1 from the line. Misses the first. That foul was on Youssef, his first, 4th team foul. He's going to come out of the game along with Marcus Harris. James LaFollette is into the contest. Wouldn't you know it, they got a guy we don't have on the roster, a number 13. Second for, or actually 33, I should say. That's CJ Noble, so it is someone we have on the roster. But a new set for Serra as they corral the rebound after the missed free throw by Caruso, and it leads to an open three for Biggins, who rims it out. Banks with his second board for the Pilots. St. Joe's needs to get something going here. 3:52 to go in the opening quarter. The team out of Alameda, last year's NCS champs. And the pass is deflected out of bounds, and that's going to be off St. Joe's. So 5 turnovers in the Pilots. Serra does not have a turnover.
Once again, it's the Serra defensive pressure. Just right now, it's been too much to handle for St. Joe's.
Biggins working against that zone. Took a step, and there's the first turnover of the game on the Padres. Serra's only loss was to Deer Valley. That was in the semifinals of the Chris Von Tour Spartan Classic. And that was a game they were up at the half, although it was just a 1-point lead at the half. But Marcus Lee's defense, of course the Kentucky commit, Marcus Lee, really helped turn that game in the second half.
Yeah, and those are the games that will stand to Serra come later on in the year.
It's a team that we predicted on BayPreps.com to finish second to Mitty in the WCAL. Going to the basket and having it rim out was Brown, but the putback is there for Youssef.
Yeah, that was a tough roll. Youssef was there for the rebound and the putback. Uh-oh.
Dangerous pass. It's caught in the far side by Miller. And they get to Caruso for a 3 that misses, and Banks pulls in the board. Banks got a real big, nice body. He's 6'3", but he's wide. Here's an open look for LaFollette. And the 3 misses. The rebound picked up off the floor by the Padres. Going right to the bucket and missing is Watkins, and it's pulled in by Justin Brown. St. Joe's doing a better job here on the glass after Serra grabbed the initial rebounds of this contest. Here's Banks along the baseline. Nice feed. Brown stops, catches, and scores. First points of the game for Justin Brown, and St. Joe's has scored 4 unanswered. So a good response for the Pilots after that 11-0 Serra run. 2:25 to play in the opening quarter. This is Sean Watkins, a 5'10 junior. Back up top, Miller, now Biggins. Biggins to the free throw line, finds Fields. Out to Miller for a long 2. No, nearly an over the back call on the rebound, and we got a tie-up, and the possession error will keep it with the Pilots. Pat O'Rourke with you, along with Brian Guiney, as Jerry Gerard is on the camera and the producer, and we get our first look of the day at 6'2 freshman Eddie Stansberry, who comes into the game for Fields.
Yeah, Serra just got a little bigger there with Matt Jaja and the highly touted Stansberry. I've been looking forward to see this guy play.
Here's Youssef, missing it a little bit short, and the rebound grabbed by Biggins. Padres have gone quiet offensively here. They get it to Caruso, and Caruso misses, grabs his own rebound. Now it's pulled in by Miller, who's got a layup. So that stops a brief 4-0 run for the Pilots. 1:30 to play in the first quarter. We've got this game, and then the big contest, Salesian and Mitty will follow. And more people are starting to file in to watch that game between two top 25 nationally ranked teams. It's not a bad tune-up, though, as Youssef has it against Caruso. Feed underneath Banks. Banks catches, goes up, and is fouled. And Lamont Banks will go to the free throw line. He got a lot of playing time on last year's team as a freshman. That doesn't look like a sophomore.
No, it does not. I thought you misspoke there when he said he was a freshman last year.
And he misses the first free throw.
Personal foul against Miller. Second team foul. Checking back into the game, number 5, Sean Watkins.
Watkins is back into the game as Miller goes out. Another free throw here coming up for Banks. So he makes 1 of 2, 6-point game. We've got Miller, Stansberry, Watkins, Jay, and Caruso on the floor. Feed through Caruso and out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Padres.
Yeah, that was a tough pass to get to Caruso. He's lucky that the St. Joe's guy tipped it, and Sarah retains possession.
The inbounds goes to Stansberry, the freshman. Swings it to this near side where it's caught by Biggins, who pulls up on the baseline and connects, and that's Jaquai Biggins' second field goal.
Yeah, that's a nice hit for Biggins there. He's missed a couple of threes. Sarah's going to want to see him get going.
40 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Banks going to the rim, and he's going to get called for the charge. And good job picking that up by Watkins.
That was his third attempt at a charge. First one he got called on the block. Second was a no call, and the third one he got rewarded with. I like the way this kid plays. I saw him last year on the JVs a couple of times. A real hard-nosed player.
James Choice White is into the game, a 6'1 senior for St. Joseph Notre Dame. Marcus Harris back into the contest. Boysenot, Brown, and Youssef also on the floor for St. Joseph Notre Dame. For the Padres, you've got Watkins, Biggins, and Matt Dickerson's on the floor for the first time. Jay with the basketball. Stansberry, a freshman out there. There is just a second and a half differential between the game clock and shot clock. So Sarah wants to hold for the last shot. There's right now 12 on the shot clock, 13 and a half on the game clock. We're in the opening quarter. Padres trailed 2-0, went on an 11-0 run, and they lead by 8 right now. This is Biggins finding himself open for a three. It misses. Rebound grab by the Pilots, and there's the buzzer. They were going to make a call of some sort, but I believe the official is going to say that's the end of the first quarter. No, we are going to get a foul. It goes against Dickerson, but that's still the end of the quarter. And at the end of one, it's Sarah leading by the score of 15-7 on BayPreps.com.
The Sarah Padres lead 15-7. We also State Farm Insurance and also Farmers Insurance.
So he can pull it. He doesn't have the payment, right?
Oh, yeah, depending on Rourke. I hope Rourke's site is shut down.
So Wi-Fi
15-7, Sarah in the lead after one quarter of play. St. Joseph Notre Dame turned it over 5 times in that opening quarter compared to 1 for the Padres.
between Archway
Padres grabbed 10 rebounds, and the Pilots had 9 in that first quarter. In the corner, Biggins feeds it down low. Jaja, and get to Caruso. Caruso, 16 on the shot clock to Miller. Miller surrounded, keeps the possession alive. Stansbury's going to fire the jumper and connect.
It's a big three by the freshman there. Nice, he has nice release.
Yeah, you told me about Stansbury before the season began, and got to be pretty good to be getting some playing time on a WCAL contender as a freshman. As the long jumper misses badly from Voisinot. The rebound kept alive for the Pilots, but a traveling violation on Brown. So 7:16 to go in the first half. It's all Serra thus far. We have seen blowouts thus far at the Catholic School Winter Classic. Still got Midi Salesian to go after this one. Still a lot of time left, and this is a better St. Joseph team than what we've seen, but Stansbury gets another open look. And the rebound of the Pilots, but just ripped away by Biggins. He gets it back for a three and misses, and Jaja is going to get called for going over the back. And a good call made by the official there, but Serra's up 11 right now, and they've been unable to get their outside jumpers to fall, with the exception of that three moment ago by Stansbury.
Yeah, this lead could be bigger if Biggins missed a couple of threes that he normally knocks down, and Caruso's missed a few shots. So the defensive pressure is relentless right now.
Up top, Marcus Harris. And nearly a steal by Caruso. It is grabbed back by the Pilots. They're just having trouble to get anything set offensively. They have just 3 made field goals, and they turn it over a 7th time. Up the floor, Biggins. He's got a layup. He will gladly take it. It's a 13-point Padre advantage. Biggins has 6. The Archbishop, or the Salesian Pride team, has arrived. Archbishop Midi is already watching as well. They've been in the gym. Those two heavyweights will play next. Nearly another, there it is, the turnover. Jaja has his hands in the loose ball. Again, the defensive pressure of Serra really getting to the Pilots. Jaja catches inside. Jaja goes up, or Jaja, I should say, and the tip is there by Caruso. Caruso's first point since the early going. He's got 8, though. 15 points, Serra lead. Youssef pulls up and gets fouled from behind on that jump shot. Not a good foul on the Padres, but they have been doing everything else pretty well up to this point.
Yeah, it all starts with their defense. I mean, you look at the way they pick these guys up full court, and they're in their grill the whole way down the floor. And St. Joe's is really struggling right now.
Foul was on Jaja, as a free throw is good by Youssef. So he makes them both. 13-point game, 5.5 minutes to go until the break. Stansbury, good feed down to Caruso. Kick it back out Watkins, but it's deflected out by the Pilots. These two well-coached teams. Of course, you always expect them to be playing better basketball at season's end than what we see in December. Out to Watkins, working against that Pilot zone. Pulling in for the jumper from the foul line and connecting is Andre Miller.
Yeah. Serra's really extended that zone with their ball movement, and it's just leaving that open 15-footer for him.
Going to the bucket the other way, Justin Brown, and he is going to draw the foul and go to the free throw line. That's something the Pilots need to do a lot more, but Serra's pressure defense has forced St. Joe's to operate 25, 30 feet away from the bucket.
Yeah, that's been the big problem. They got some big guys down low, but they just haven't been able to get them good looks.
First free throw well short from Brown. And that's another issue for the Pilots, who are 2 of 6 from the line. We were hoping for some more competitive games today. I know we'll get one in the final one as the free throw is good for Brown, and it's one. He makes 1 of 2. He's got 3 points. Not counting the Pilots out of this game yet, but they are definitely overmatched here in the early going. Miller feeds Biggins. Jaquai Biggins misses the 3. A lot of bodies flying inside trying to grab the loose ball, and it's the Padres who hit the floor to keep it alive. And then underneath, it's Stansberry converting the right-hander, and the freshman has 5.
Yeah, really impressed with the composure of Stansberry there as a freshman, catching the ball inside the lane, and nice soft touch. But that was a foul right there that Miller did not need to commit.
And that's going to send the Pilots to the free throw line at the other end. So St. Joseph Notre Dame has been outplayed, but they are in the bonus now. 4:26, can they make their free throws and get back in this thing? This is Harris, a sophomore, shooting 1 and 1.
Well, that's the thing with Sarah with their intensity. They're going to, have a lot of fouls on them, and with a big lead like this, there's no better way to get to cut the lead is with the free throws while the clock is stopped.
So he makes them both. And it's a 26-12 game. Here's Caruso making a strong move, and 3-second violation on Sarah. Just the second turnover on the Padres.
That violation will turn the ball back over to the Pilots.
Bad pass, nearly stolen by Biggins, but grabbed back by Banks. Banks brings it across midcourt, looking for someone to pass to. It's LaFollette. LaFollette, nice move to the rim, but he can't finish. And Banks grabs the rebound and then gets called for the travel. And that's the story of this first half for the Pilots. 9 turnovers. And Coach Lippy is going to be very upset as he calls a timeout and stares down his team.
Yeah, you can see he is not happy. I've seen that look before, and we'll see how his players respond to him after this.
26-12, the score in favor of the Padres with 3:56 to go in the first half. Getting a good look at some WCAL competition. As we said, Midi plays next against Salesian, but we've already seen Reardon and St. Francis today. Reardon beat Moreau Catholic 79-63. St. Francis lost to St. Mary's of Stockton 65-52. And the game we just did, it was St. Patrick St. Vincent beating Sacred Heart Prep 73-54. Yeah, 73-54. And so with 3:55 to go, Pilots very much like to get this thing down to single figures for halftime. There's a good start as they come up with a steal, but missing the layup is Justin Brown. Padres come the other way, and it leads to a layup for Biggins, who's got 8.
That was an impressive break led by Caruso there.
Caruso and Biggins each have 8. Lamont Banks does a nice job of working his way around a defender for the bucket. Banks has 3. Padres, though, doubling up the Pilots. Again, they're filing in more and more here at Cal State East Bay in Hayward. Great job by the Moreau Catholic folks for putting this one on. Hopefully we'll see this in years to come. Not often you're going to get a premier matchup like Midi Salesian like we get tonight. Miller feeds underneath Caruso. Caruso pump fakes, patiently goes up and scores. He's in double figures.
He's tough inside. I mean, I've talked about it earlier, but with his height, the way he gets up and scores inside, he plays like he's 6'8".
Yeah, and the thing I like most about him is he's not afraid of getting his shot blocked. You know, he's going to go up strong as LaFollette catches and scores reverse layup on the nice feed from Justin Brown.
That was a nice finish by LaFollette there.
But Caruso, I mean, he knows at times he's going to get his shot blocked, but he still is going to take it up strong every time.
Yeah, he'll go. He's not, like you said, he's not afraid because he knows that the way he works is a good shot, good chance of him getting that ball back.
That was Jeremy Fields on the score. He's got 5 points. He started this game for the Padres. And Pilots are getting their offense going here a little bit as Brown is able to score, but they're still having trouble stopping Serra on the other end. Padres have 8 made field goals in this second quarter, and they're up by 14. Biggins. Miller. Blocked out of there by Youssef. Still 16 on the shot clock. Biggins works by his man. Haynes in the air. Can't convert the shot. Youssef's got his 3rd board. La Follette goes right at the defense. Misses, but the tip is there for Brown. The Pilots showing some life. They've got 7 points from Brown, and it's down to a 12-point game with 1:16 to go until halftime. Caruso outside Biggins. Swing it around the perimeter. Underneath, the pass is caught and scored. Once again, the freshman Eddie Stansbury, all 7 of his points in this second quarter. Banks turns it over. This is Caruso. Goes in for the stuff.
Yeah, once again, that was a careless throw by St. Joe's, and Caruso, well, Fields got the break and fed it off to his buddy Caruso for the dunk.
Caruso now up to a dozen. Game's leading scorer. St. Joe's. Scramble for the loose ball. We're going to get a timeout by the Serra bench. The 11th turnover of the game for St. Joe's. Just when the Pilots were making a little bit of a move, Serra extends the lead up to 16 with 21 seconds to go until halftime. The Padres will have time to draw up a last shot.
Yeah, and there's Caruso again in typical Serra fashion. Sees the ball on the floor, just dives on it and gets the loose ball. And gets him another possession here with 21 seconds to go.
And St. Joe's got their offense going a little bit there in terms of getting some better looks. But at the other end, they're still having trouble stopping Serra, and Serra's still getting good looks. I have to imagine the Padres are shooting a high percentage, particularly if you take out some of the 3-point misses.
Yeah, once they start getting the ball inside, they've been shooting really well. The thing about Serra, though, they got a little steal happy, and we're going for kind of playing a little careless defense, and St. Joe's were exploiting it and getting easy layups.
So 21 seconds to go until halftime. Serra's going to hold for the last shot here. An excellent first half for Chuck Rapp's team, who was 24-7 last season. And they were ranked as the 24th ranked team in the state by Cal High Sports before this season began. 3 seconds. Here's Biggins with 2. Biggins in the corner is going to fire and miss. And at the end of one half of play, it's Serra leading St. Joe's by the score of 36-20. Take a brief break on the audio side. You're watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com. Damn it, I missed. The cameraman and producer is Jerry Gerard. I am Pat O'Rourke, and with me doing the broadcast is Brian Guiney. We're at the halftime break, and as you can see by the score on your screen, it is Serra leading St. Joe's 36-20 at the half. The Padres are led by 12 first-half points from Henry Caruso, 8 for Jaquai Biggins, 7 for Eddie Stansbury. Jeremy Fields has 5, and Andre Miller has 4. Padres outscoring St. Joe's 15-7 in the first quarter and 21-13 in the second quarter. The Pilots led by Justin Brown, 7, 4 for Temidale Youssef, 3 for Lamont Banks, and 2 points each for James LaFollette, Marcus Harris, and Mark Boissonot. The turnover, St. Joseph Notre Dame with 11 in the first half, Serra with just 3. Each team had 13 rebounds. Serra was only 1 of 6 from the free throw line. St. Joseph Notre Dame was 6 of 9. So we get ready for the start of the third quarter. And we'll see, what are you looking for here, Brian, from St. Joseph Notre Dame to try to get back in this thing in the second half?
Yeah, what St. Joe's going to have to do is just hold on the ball, control the ball better. Too many turnovers in the first half. They really got rattled by Serra's man-to-man defense. So they had a little sprint there where they rattled off maybe like 8 unanswered points where they're beating the Serra press. So they need to keep that going, and maybe they get back into this game.
So second half is underway, and it is Pilot basketball. And we'll see how Don Lippy's team does coming out of the break here. Get it down low to Youssef. Youssef pretty quiet first half, feeds Banks for the long two-point jumper and misses it well short, and Andre Miller's got 4 rebounds tonight. He quickly pushes up to Caruso. Nice bounce past Biggins. Biggins pump fakes and dribbles it back outside.
Yeah, Serra had a nice little break going there, but then Biggins was surrounded by the big men from St. Joe's, didn't put it up, and then they carelessly turned it over.
So it's St. Joe's basketball. They haven't started the clock for some reason. The official's going to make sure that they start that clock.
Chess Club, Babalacqua, Foreign Car Specialist, Fiat, Farmers Insurance Group, Night and Day Janitorial, and of course, State Farm Insurance. Please support our sponsors so we can continue to bring you
7:26 to go in the third quarter. Here is Lamont Banks, sophomore, working against Jeremy Fields. Now Mark Boissonot. Feed it to Banks. Banks, dangerous pass. A good pass, though. Caught by Brown, and Brown's got the layup.
That was great movement there. Great pass from Lamont Banks to Brown for the easy 2. That's what they're going to need to get back into this game.
Brown, the Pilots' leading scorer with 9. St. Joe's still sitting back in that patented zone. See if they can slow down the Padres here in the second half. The first half has been a little bit of an issue for the Pilots this year as Biggins scores. Biggins now in double figures with 10. Brown goes up and scores the other direction. I was saying St. Joe's has been a much better second half team this year than first half. They were a team that trailed Montgomery big at the half in that Island Classic Championship game, a game they lost as Caruso gets his shot blocked and Youssef pulls away the loose ball. Here's Banks catching and scoring, and the Pilots are within a dozen. They have outscored Serra 6-2 in the early stages of this third quarter, and they head into the huddle here with a little bit of emotion as they have gotten back in this game. It leads to a timeout by Serra coach Chuck Rapp. As I was saying, St. Joseph Notre Dame, they trailed by 7 at the half against San Ramon Valley at the Crusader Classic and won that game by 14. So they outscored them by 21 the second half there. They trailed Reardon at the halftime break, and they went on to lose that game. We told you about the Montgomery game. So it's been the first half that has really hurt them this season. Now they're trying to get back in here in the second half after trailing by 16 at the break.
Yeah, they're looking a lot more active on the offensive end, moving the ball really well. They're not dribbling it as much as they were the first half. They were dribbling the ball, getting caught with a guy like Andre Miller, the way he D's the ball up. So now they're letting the ball do the work. They're passing around, and Justin Brown's been on the better end of it with two easy buckets in the lane.
And St. Joe's is within 12. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, such as Michael Mulry at CNA Equity, for helping make these broadcasts possible. Also, Franklin Canyon Stables. Go to kimshorsetraining.com to find out more about Franklin Canyon Stables. And also, I'd like to thank Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. Best food in the East Bay at Rocco's. We got plenty of TVs and full bar. Place to go to watch football on weekends. All sports at Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria on the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek. 5:48 to go in the third quarter. Biggins along the baseline feeds Watkins. Watkins kicks it outside. Harris up top. This is Biggins. Biggins falls to the floor, but then gets called for a travel or a carrying violation. So a little bit of a momentum swing right now to the Pilots.
Yeah, they St. Joe's finally they're answering Sarah's pressure. They're putting it to Sarah the same way Sarah's putting them defensively, and now they seem to have Sarah rattled.
Let's see how they do in this offensive set. This is Banks working against Jaja. Banks goes up strong, and he draws the foul. So they're being assertive on the offensive end. Banks, who's got 3 points, is going to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a nice take by Banks there. Now he has a chance to cut this lead to 10.
Also, we want to thank John Metzger-Jones from the University of
And more people starting to file in at Cal State East Bay. Could have a full house by the time we get to the Midi-Salesian game as Banks misses the first free throw. St. Joe's 6 of 10 from the line in this game. Sarah's 1 of 6. Another free throw for the sophomore.
Both shots are good. We also want to thank Carl Nash from Humboldt State.
5:24 to go. Jaja outside finds Fields for the three. No. The rebound, though, to Biggins. And he will score it.
Back that time by Andre Miller.
Yeah, that was a good answer by Sarah. They cut that lead to 11. Now they put it right back up to 13.
I said Biggins. That was Andre Miller, of course. Here's Justin Brown kicking it in the corner. Find Boysenot. Nice pass, Youssef. Youssef pump fakes, goes up and scores. Nicely done by the junior.
Yeah, it was a nice move by Youssef there. Kept his composure and got Caruso up in the air, then took his easy look.
Another player. It's going to be a Division I player by the time his high school career is done. Here's Jaja outside finding Biggins. Biggins steps in for the 15-footer. Misses. The tip, though, Jaja, and a foul on the Pilots.
Yeah, Jaja had that 12-footer. He should have taken that the first time.
6'5" senior. Sarah needs a lot from him with the size he'll be going up against in WCAL play. Not necessarily going to be looking for a ton of points, but he's a guy that's going to have to muscle up players and take some of the slack off Caruso.
Yeah, he's going to have to. Him, and I see that big junior on the bench as well right now, Dickerson. There's two guys that need to just bang it this year in the WCAL. Just play good defense, get boards, and then free up Caruso on the offensive end.
CJ Noble comes into the game for Banks. One thing Sarah's going to have to do if they want to put this game away at some point is make their free throws. They're 1 of 7. Jaja Hermy.
And that's unlike Sarah to be shooting free throws that way.
They apply full court pressure after that made shot. 41-29. They were up by 16 at the break. They've led nearly the entire way. St. Joe's went up 2-0, and Sarah went on an 11-0 run. Here's Youssef. Youssef backs his way in and gets called for the travel. It's a dozen turnovers in this game on the Pilots, who come into this contest with a 7-3 record. Played in some tough teams or losses to Modesto Christian, Reardon, and Montgomery. Here's Justin Brown after the rebound. Youssef to Harris, a sophomore. Brown, one of the few seniors on this team. But Voisinot's another one. He gets Youssef. Youssef, though, held on forever. Knocked out of his hands. Loose ball picked up by the Pilots inside the paint. The tip is there for Youssef off the miss by Noble. 10-point game. Pilots hanging around.
Yeah, Sarah's going to have to do a better job keeping Youssef off the boards there. He went up uncontested for the easy tip-in.
Jaja's pass, looking for Caruso, is deflected, but they're going to say off of Sarah Lass. And so just like that, the Pilots can get this game down to single figures, and they're going to bring in Lamont Banks. James LaFollette is already into the contest for Harris. Banks will check in for Youssef. Fans hoping for a competitive game. Certainly going to be pulling for St. Joseph Notre Dame right now with 3:22 to go in the third quarter. Voisinot looking to get rid of it to Noble, C.J. Noble, working against Jaja. LaFollette. Here's Banks dribbling into trouble, spins away from it, can't score, and Jaja the rebound. The pass is knocked out by the Pilots, and Harris, or Brown I should say.
Yeah, St. Joe's playing a little bit of urgency right now, really taking it to Sarah. Had Brown there challenged Jaja for the rebound. He almost got rewarded.
Pass deflected, caught by Fields. Fields shot misses, and Noble's got the loose ball. Voisinot to LaFollette, misses the three, the rebound, and put back off the window for Justin Brown, who's got 13. That leads all Pilot players. More importantly, he cuts the lead down to 8. They have cut the halftime deficit in half. 2:16 to go in the third. Long pass caught by Fields. Nice pass. Jaja pump fakes, goes up, misses, but draws the foul. Sarah just 2 made field goals in this third quarter.
Yeah, they really came out flat here in the second half, and but on the other hand, St. Joe's came out with a little bit of urgency, and Sarah hasn't been able to respond. It's be 2 big free throws for Jaja.
Looking for his second point of the game after making 1 of 2 free throws earlier this quarter.
This is what Sarah's going to need out of Jaja. Just bang, get some rebounds, get fouled, go to the line, and make your free throws.
You see Jaquai Biggins come back into the game. So he's on the floor with Caruso, Miller, Watkins, and Jaja. So he makes them both. 2:09 to go, lead back in double figures. LaFollette. Brown, Youssef. .145 to go. And the pass is going to go out of bounds. It was deflected out off of Sarah. The inbounds to Banks. Pilots were down 16 at the half, but here's a long heave with 2 on the shot clock from Youssef that misses. Sarah can get it back up to 12. Caruso spins around, hangs in the air, misses, and the rebound to Brown.
That was a big-time move by Caruso. He just couldn't finish.
Voisinot ready to check in. Next dead ball for the Pilots. 1:15 to go in the third. This is Marcus Harris, a sophomore. Hangs in the air, but just rims out as he tried to go off the glass, and Caruso has the rebound. Wide open in the corners, Watkins. Fakes the pass, tried to go to the rim, but he gets called for the travel.
Yeah, Watkins had that shot. He had his feet set, he's ready to shoot, but then he saw the lane and kind of got caught in between steps and got called for the travel there.
Mitty and Salesian comes your way next. People are still filing in at Cal State East Bay in Hayward. You see the people on the other side, a lot of people on this side as well, just as many on this side, if not more. Got a whistle on Sarah off the ball with 49 seconds to go in the quarter. It's going to go against Watkins. His third. And let's get the sense the Pilots have to cut this thing down to single figures before we go to the fourth. Here's Banks. Goes right to the rim and scores.
That was the way to do it there. I like that that Lamont Banks' game. He's fearless heading to the rack.
He's got 8. 6'3" sophomore. There's a 2-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Dribbling in front of midcourt right now is Jaquai Biggins, a 6-foot senior. He's got 10 points. Biggins with 6 on the shot clock. Biggins to his left. Passes underneath. Jaja goes up, misses. The rebound. Caruso, he'll score before the buzzer, and that's a big bucket for Caruso and the Padres as they extend this lead to 10. Caruso's first field goal in this third quarter. And at the end of 3 quarters, it is 45-35 on BayPreps.com.
That last basket was good. The Padres finished the quarter with 45. The Pilots 35.
So Padre basketball to go, as we go to the fourth quarter. Sarah in front, 45-35. Henry Caruso's got 14. Jaquai Biggins with 10. St. Joe's led by Justin Brown's 13.
Sarah leads by 10.
Past the free throw line, finds Fields. He kicks it out, Watkins. Biggins. Back to Watkins on the wing. Here's Caruso, the elbow, loses it, gets it back with 6 on the shot clock. They get it in the corner to Watkins for an open 3, and he drains it. Big shot there to start the fourth quarter for Sean Watkins. Somebody hits the deck in the backcourt. A foul on Sarah. But that's big when you talk about that bucket by Caruso before the end of the quarter, just the buzzer there on that putback, and now a 3 by Watkins to open the fourth.
Yeah, that's 5 points that St. Joe's didn't really want to give up. But that was Caruso there. He got stripped, but he was, being a senior, he was strong with the ball and got it out to Watkins for the 3.
And now an offensive foul. It's going to go against Banks, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it. He was holding on to Watkins. That was a tough call on Miller there on the other end anyway, so it kind of evened each other out there.
So a 13-point Sarah lead. They led 15-7 after the opening quarter and have led nearly the entire way. One-handed pass finds Watkins on the far side. Down to Caruso. The Ivy League player kicks it back out top. And they'll reset
I tell you, St. Joe's has done a good job with their zone in the second half of kind of taking Caruso out of it. They're kind of keeping the guy, having his eye on Caruso, and he's not getting his easy looks.
In the corner, stepping in on the baseline is Biggins. Caruso swings at Watkins. He wants another three. No. And the rebound deflected out off of Sarah. It's Pilot basketball.
Yeah, that was Fields' rebound until Biggins came in. It was, once again, that's the way Sarah plays. He had two guys hustling for the ball and ended up backfiring on him.
St. Joe's out rebounding Sarah slightly, 19-18. Here's Youssef. Boissonot loses it out of bounds. So Pilots had some momentum going their way. They cut it down to an 8-point game, but Sarah has scored 5 points since that, but it's been St. Joseph Notre Dame that's been quiet offensively. And turnovers have hurt St. Joe's. They've got 13 of them, which is a lot when you consider Sarah only has 6.
Yeah, they sure have. You could probably look to Sarah here to eat a bit of clock here before they try to get a good look.
Open for the three is Biggins. Rims it out. A couple bodies go flying for the rebound. That touched St. Joe's last. It's Padre basketball. Sarah will next play at the American tournament on Thursday. They will go up against Doherty Valley. St. Joe's will play at the Bear River tournament next week. Kick it out to Biggins. Biggins going to take a three, and he's going to drain it.
Yeah, he's a guy who could shoot it from downtown. He just hasn't really got going yet today, and that's a big three for him. If he can keep that going in the fourth quarter, then St. Joe's will be in trouble.
Biggins played one of the best halves of basketball I've seen this year when he, in the first half against Deer Valley, scored 15 points. Youssef from the baseline drains the jumper to pull St. Joe's within 14 at 51-37. Youssef is now in double figures with 10. But a lot of ground to make up if you're the St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots. You're down by 14 with 5:36 to go. Breaking the action here on BayPreps.com. I'd like to thank Michael Mulry at CNA Equity. Also, Franklin Canyon Stables. Visit the website, kimshorsetraining.com for Franklin Canyon Stables. And Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria on the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek. Great food, great pizza, great place to watch a ball game at Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria. Newark Memorial gets a win over Dublin. Second time they've defeated Dublin this year. Newark Memorial, of course, a team that is very, very good, one of the top 20 in the state, according to Cal High Sports rankings. They lost to Salesian by just a point when they played them in Gridley. And they were last year's Division II NorCal runners-up. You know, I was talking about those games coming next week. A little surprised Sarah's playing in that American tournament. That's a tournament they should win pretty easily.
Yeah, they seem to play in it every year. I don't know what the connection is there. I don't know if maybe Coach Rapp's friends with the coach over there. I'm not too sure, but they seem to win that thing every year.
Yeah, you would think they would. They got Doherty Valley on Thursday. Doherty Valley's got a nice record, although they've played some pretty substandard competition thus far. Here's Caruso catching in the front court as they easily break pressure. Sarah, very clean game, just the 6 turnovers tonight. Get it down to Caruso. Caruso misses the shot, and Brown pulls it in. A shot that came well up short, but then St. Joe's immediately turns it over. Caruso catches, goes up, and scores. 16 points for the 6'4 senior. 5 minutes to go. Mitty and Salesian play next. Everyone's trying to get their seats before that game. Here's Brown along the baseline, and he is fouled. Brown's played a nice game for the Pilots.
He sure has. He kind of gave Sarah fits there when they won their little run to cut that thing to single digits, and then he's been quiet here. If he's the guy who needs to get going to if they want to get back in this game the next 4 minutes, 49 seconds.
Free throw misses for Brown. Yeah, St. Joe's going to be in that same division, that TCAL Rock division with Salesian and El Cerrito and St. Patrick, St. Vincent. It's a 6-team division that's pretty loaded there, obviously. with those 4 teams.
Yeah, there'll be some fun games to watch there.
Much better competition than what we've seen when some of those teams played in the BSAL. Is just they had to play everybody in that conference, and it's made for a lot of blowouts. And a timeout called by Sarah, as going to the deck was Watkins. And Sarah wanting to keep the possession with 4:41 to go. Chuck Rapp's team is up by 15 at 53-38. Well, you've seen Sarah and Reardon. Of course, we also got to look at St. Francis, although we know the Lancers are capable of playing better, but probably not on the same playing field as Sarah and Reardon. And we don't know what what Reardon's going to look like after those transfers come through, but should be interesting in the WCAL. I don't think anyone's going to pick against Midi at the top of that conference.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Midi are the favorites. You can tell just by the way Sarah and Reardon play. They play with a little quicker pace than maybe St. Francis. But St. Francis isn't bad either. Like they were unlucky today. They didn't get any rolls, any drops for them. But it'd be interesting, like you said, it'd be interesting to see how Reardon does with the transfers. But at the same time, you only get to play 5 guys on the court, so we'll see how the league unfolds.
Bellarmine undefeated. They're going to be in the hunt, and certainly Sacred Heart Cathedral's off to a good start, although they got to replace Josh Fox, Taylor Johns, and Tyler Petroni from last year's NorCal championship team, as Biggins buries the 3.
Yeah, that's the guy who needs to get going there is Biggins.
Came into this game averaging 15.3 points, and he has surpassed that with 16 on the evening.
Yeah, and you can never discount any of those teams. Like you said, Sacred Heart. I know they have good guards coming back. SI will be another got off to a bad start early that those football players were still playing. So we'll see. It should be an interesting year.
(56-38). Yeah, so 3 by Boysenat misses. A lot of bodies battling for those rebounds, and it's going to be a foul against the Pilots.
Yeah, that was great position there by Caruso. Kept Yusuf away, then went up for the rebound, and Yusuf had to come in over his back for the foul. That's something that Caruso is going to have to keep doing when he plays at the D1 level next year at Princeton.
We've got Caruso committing before the basketball season to Princeton. Of course, Grant Vermeer at Bellarmine committing to Navy. Here's Biggins, 3-point try. Rebound knocked out, and it will stay, or it will go to St. Joseph Notre Dame. Sarah, got to get ready for the rigors of WCAL, but I'd say they're pretty ready with the way they have shown their physicality here. I'm sure it doesn't take too long for Chuck Rapp coach team to show that aggression, and the pass is knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, no, just the way Chuck is, he just lives with intensity, and I can only imagine practices are intense, and the way they play on the court just shows it. I tell you what, that Jaja is going to have to be a huge. They're going to need a lot of minutes out of him in the WCL, especially to play against the likes of Midi with the big guy down low.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see Midi how much Brandon Farrell gives him tonight. He's another guy that gives him some height, but is working his way back from an injury. And a traveling violation on Banks.
Yeah, that was great defense there by Jaja. He was keeping his feet moving. Banks really had nowhere to go and forced him into that travel.
3:07 to go. We've got another lopsided game. This is the 5th game of the day from the Catholic School Winter Classic, and the previous 4 were all decided by double figures. The closest game was a 55-42 St. Mary's Stockton win over St. Francis. Jaja down low, great feed. Caruso's got another layup. Caruso with 18 points, and he's made 9 shots, and I imagine he's shooting a very high percentage as he pushes this lead to 20, the biggest it's been. Boysenat, though, connects on a 3 at the other direction. Caruso goes in, misses the layup this time, and it's cleared by Brown. With 2:27 to go, his pass is thrown away.
Yeah, Brown and Yusuf weren't on the same page there, and they just gave Sarah an extra possession.
Coach Lippy not too happy with the way his team has played tonight, although they're going up against some really solid competition.
Yeah, I heard his interview with you earlier, and he was expecting this. He was expecting Sarah to come out with the tenacious defense, and that's what he got. And unfortunately for him and his players, they didn't respond. They got down early, they cut it, but then Sarah went back ahead, and they're comfortably ahead now by 17 with just over 2 minutes to go.
Say that maybe they didn't, it's tough to simulate what you're going to see from Sarah in terms of that physicality. They did play a couple good teams last week, like Modesto Christian, who they lost to. Modesto Christian's expected to be a top 15, 20 NorCal team, maybe even a top 10 NorCal team. And then you've got Damien, who they beat out of Southern California, but still probably not quite the level of physicality you're going to see from Sarah. They, of course, did play Reardon at the Crusader Classic at Reardon, lost to Reardon in the championship game by 12 there. So if you're Sarah, that's a little bit of a measuring stick to, even though we said Reardon's going to look a little bit different here in a few weeks, but still to know that Reardon beat St. Joe's by 12 on their home floor, on Reardon's home floor, and St. Joe's here on the neutral, or Sarah on the neutral floor, is beating the Pilots by 17. Here's Jaja looking for Caruso, but it's stolen by Youssef. Youssef wants to bring up the court by himself, feeds Harris. Brown, nice feed. Youssef catches and scores.
That was a great penetration by Brown, and gave the pass to Youssef, and Youssef finished it nicely inside.
Brown, the player of the game for St. Joe's. He's got 16 points and an assist there. And Boysenat just came up with a steal.
Sarah's starting to get careless. You see there against that St. Joe's zone, their spacing's really bad, and they had to try to dribble through it, and they were forced a turnover.
Coach Rapp hoping his team can finish strong in these final 2 minutes. Youssef gets open for three and buries it. So he cuts this lead down to 12.
Hey, Youssef showing his range there. Caruso didn't expect that one to be popped in his face.
And they'll foul Caruso in the backcourt. St. Joe's still has another foul to give.
We want to say hello to Coach Mike Montgomery from the University of California, Berkeley.
I just said hello to Mike Montgomery from Cal Berkeley, who is here in the stands. A lot of college coaches making their way for this event to see the talent. Of course, the headline event is Jabari Bird, who's going to be playing for Coach Montgomery next year again. And Salesian going up against Aaron Gordon and Archbishop Mitty.
Yeah, Sarah's happy to eat the shot clock here and work it down and get a look here with only about 5 seconds to go probably.
There's 8 on the clock now. Here's a three by Biggins, and he will drain it.
That's exactly what Coach Rapp drew up. Eat that clock and get an open look, and Biggins knocked it down.
So 3 threes in this fourth quarter for Biggins. He's got 19 points, which now leads Sarah players as Caruso has 18. Under a minute to go. Sarah's going to go to 6-1 as the layup misses there for Harris, and Caruso pulls in the board. Pass is kicked away by Boysenat with 46 seconds left.
Taken back into the game for the Padres, number 12, Jeremy Fields.
Caruso, Lindbound. 44 seconds left. Miller back to Biggins, and Miller's going to get fouled here. It's just a 16 foul. And a foul by Boysenat's going to send Biggins to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Sarah was 1 for 7 from the line, but Jaja has made 3 straight since then. And now Biggins gets his first trip to the line, averaging 15.3 game. We told you he's got 19 in this one. Caruso's at 19.2 points per game, and he's got 18.
There was no problem for him there the first one.
Sarah's going to go to 6-1. St. Joe's going to drop to 7-4.
I'm really impressed with that Andre Miller, the point guard. He very unselfish player, doesn't look to score, plays great ball defense, and then handles the ball real well and looks to get his teammates involved in the offense.
And one of those unheralded WCAL point guards like Jack Bible was for Midi last year.
Exactly.
30 seconds left. 3 rims out for La Follette. And there's Andre Miller bringing it up the floor. He's got 6 rebounds tonight. You talk about that game, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Don't keep track of assists, but he's definitely got some, as you mentioned. Played well in the defensive end. 11 seconds to go. He's going to dribble out this clock, and we're going to get ready for Salesian and Midi, which comes your way next. But what an impressive win for the Padres with 4 seconds left. They're going to win by 17 over last year's Division V state runners-up, St. Joseph Notre Dame. 63-46, the final score. We'll take a brief break on the audio side. You're watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com.
Once again, we want to invite you to stay for our last game of the evening as state champion Salesian Pride will take on the 2-time state champion for Division II, Archbishop Midi.
(63-46) the final score. Sarah beats St. Joseph Notre Dame. Sarah outscoring St. Joe's 15-7 in the first quarter. They led 36-20 at the half, and St. Joseph Notre Dame is outscored in the second half by a point by Sarah, 27-26. Leading the way for the Padres, Jaquai Biggins with 21 points. He scored 13 of those after halftime. Henry Caruso scored 12 of his 18 in the first half. 7 for Eddie Stansberry, 6 for Andre Miller, 5 for Jeremy Fields, 3 for Matt Jaja, and 3 for Sean Watkins. As for St. Joe's, Justin Brown scores 16 points. Timoteo Youssef finishes with 13. Lamont Banks scores 8. Mark Boysenot finishes with 5. Marcus Harris and James La Follette each had 2. Turnovers, the Pilots had 16, the Padres with just 8. Each team had 22 rebounds. Sarah was 6 of 12 from the foul line. St. Joe's 8 of 13, and Brian Sarah improves to 6-1, and I'm sure Coach Chuck Rapp has to be happy with the way his team played.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. They came out with all the intensity in the first quarter. Their defense got them up to that big lead to start. They maintained that in the second quarter. What he would be upset about, though, I'd say, is maybe they got a little sloppy there in the third quarter. Their defense kind of lapsed. They're kind of getting a little steal happy. St. Joe's kind of cut the lead down, but then once again, the fourth quarter, they played good, solid basketball, extend that lead, and went on for the easy victory.
So now we get ready for Mitty and Salesian coming your way next year on BayPreps.com. They set the clock up to 20 minutes so after the conclusion of the last game. So we're still at least 15 minutes away from the start of this game as the Mitty Monarchs go up against the Salesian Pride here on BayPreps.com. You're watching high school basketball action. This is Bay Preps